Hey guys, it's Chandler and welcome back to the Marshall and Southern. Excuse the mess on the layout right now. It's been unboxing locomotives and doing plaster cloth work and scenery work on the layout makeover here. But in front of us we have one of the 6 new in-scale ScaleTrains Southern GP30s. These just arrived yesterday. Messed around with a little bit of them last night. If you on our Facebook page, on the Marshall and Southern Facebook group, then you've seen the live video we did unboxing these locomotives and going through some of the sound functions, kind of like a little review. So this, if you've seen that on Facebook, then this may not be too new for you. But if you just joined us, these are the ScaleTrains in-scale Southern GP30s in scale with DCC and sound. They did 6 different numbers for Southern, including the 2601 from the North Carolina Transportation Museum. I just randomly picked one because they're all pretty much the same. On the website, when you order them, there is it's got them listed in 2 different categories as far as like some details. I believe it's got to do something with the lettering and the striping or whatnot, kind of like how they did with the SD40-2s. To me, they pretty much all look the same. I haven't really found all the physical differences in them yet, except for 2601 is modernized to how she looks today at the North Carolina Transportation Museum. Because that's such a popular one, I'm sure so many different people are going to do reviews on it. I just picked a different one, so we're going to do 2590 here in front of us. Before firing this up, when I took these out of the box last night and I was doing the Facebook video, I thought the sounds were a little too quiet on them for my liking. I don't like them on full blast, but I do like them loud enough to where you can hear them, and especially when there's multiple engine lash up, you can definitely hear all that diesel power running together. So I have adjusted the volume on these a little bit, turned them up, and I have changed the horn on them. When you get one of these in the Southern, it's going to have the P5 horn on it that some of the SD40-2s in Southern had on them. So if you've seen my Southern SD40-2s and you've heard the P5 horns on those, then that's what these are going to sound like right out of the box. That was okay, but after speaking with a friend of mine that also got these, we agreed that was not really the correct P5 horn for the GP30s. But of course, ScaleTrains, they do a lot of research in getting everything prototypically correct. So they did actually include 2 other P5 horns on the decoder. So if you get these with DCC and sound, they did include several different horns, P3s and all different kinds, but they did 2 different P5 horns, and the other 2 are a whole lot more prototypically correct for the GP30. And two of them is, and to be exact, it's horn selection 8 and horn selection 17. 17, I believe, is the old cast P5, and then I'm not sure what the other one is, but because they sounded so similar to me, I programmed 3 of my GP30s last night to horn 8, and then the other 3 to horn 17, just because they sound so similar, but that P5 sounds a lot more accurate for GP30. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and fire this one up here for you, 2590. And these have quite a bit of extended startup sound to it, so that's pretty neat. See, the number board's lit up. Our headlight just come on. So we're going to go over the And like I said, you know, if you've watched my stuff before, I don't do full reviews. I just kind of give you a little brief overview of what the new model sounds and looks like. So we're going to hear the horn that I've chosen. And that is horn selection 17, I believe, on this one. So if you like that horn, that's horn selection 17. It's an older cast P5 horn. And then the bell. And we're going to go ahead and get this moving. Hopefully you're going to be able to, hopefully it's going to perform like it did last night, because I said in my video last night I was doing, these are probably the smoothest out of the box ScaleTrains locomotives I've seen. I had one of them last night showing it on speed step 1, and there was like even no jerkiness to it at all. It was just very, very smooth running on speed step 1. So that's speed step 1 there, and you can see it. I mean, it's pretty smooth. I mean, there's like a slight bit. I mean, but you got to really be looking hard to see it. I mean, it's moving pretty good on 1. I'm going to bump it up to 5. And then right there is 10. Here, that prime mover start kicking in a little bit more. And then put it in reverse. And this is prototypically correct. So most, as you know, Southern Railway locomotives were long hood forward, but the GP30s were short hood forward. So ScaleTrains once again knocked it out of the park, getting that correct as well. We'll do speed step 1 here in reverse. There's just a tad bit more jerkiness to it in reverse, but these are also really not broken in that much either yet. I mean, I only ran them for probably 20 minutes last night after getting them on my box. And speed step 5. And speed step 10. Hear that brake coming down there as it stops. But that's about it for this video, guys. Just wanted to jump on here and show you guys the newest release from ScaleTrains, the GP30s here. I was really surprised these showed up this quick, because originally when these were announced, the ETA date was going to be in February of this year. Well, then it got pushed back to May. So I was not expecting these until May. And then I had a friend of mine that was at Amherst show the other weekend, and he was actually talking to Shane at ScaleTrains, and then found out that these were actually coming the following week. And so I was surprised to see them show up that quick, but hey, that's great. They're here and we love them. These are another nice model by ScaleTrains. I really have no complaints whatsoever on these. I mean, the only thing I could have slightly suggested is that the horn would have been selected as the actual horn, you know, set as the default right out of the box. But that was nothing, because it was already included in the decoder, so I didn't have to like reprogram it or any of that stuff on a local programmer. It was already in the decoder. So I just had to change it around to my liking. But yeah, at the end of this video, I'm going to do a run by of all 6 GP30s hooked together. Appreciate you guys watching.